Ladies and gentlemen, Umar Dunbar is back again. This time he's looking even more disheveled. No longer is he wearing suits or live streaming at expensive hotels. Now, he's wearing simple clothing and speaking on any live stream that will have him. Oh, how the never so mighty have fallen. Let's all gather around and listen to what fantastic pearls of shit will spew out of the toilet he calls a mouth this time. Enjoy, and if you feel like you might get sick, that's your problem.
White women, stop sending me nude pictures on Instagram, please. I don't date outside my race.
Note that he said he doesn't date outside his race. He did not, however, say that he will delete the photos or does not flirt outside his race.
I change you. They gonna change you. They wanted to know if you had a comment about Stephen Smith.
Stephen A. Smith and Jasmine Crockett. Okay. My issue with Stephen A., and I like Stephen A. because he does stand up for the people sometimes. But I do not think it is wise or appropriate for black men to publicly castigate and criticize black women in front of white folks.
That's fucking stupid, Umar. By that logic, if a black woman accuses a black man on rape or thievery in public and a white guy hears it, the man is also in the wrong for daring to defend himself or correct her. That both doesn't work in reality, and no one fucking does it. Besides, Umar, you sued a black woman, have told black women they cannot wear blonde wigs, and even attempted to scam them with your date with the doctor gimmick. You don't respect black women. So even if this nonsense of never arguing with a black woman in public when whites are around wasn't stupid, which it is, you are the last to lecture about it.
He could have pulled it to the side, sent her a message. We have to uphold our queens by any means necessary. So that's the fault. I'm going to tell you where I agree with what Stephen A. said. Too many black politicians are using Donald Trump as a scapegoat and an excuse to not serve the interests of their constituency. Don't use this as a distraction from the agenda because...
Wow. You, of all people, lecturing about distractions. Umar, everything about you is a fucking distraction. No progress has ever been made by listening to your lectures. All you ever did was spew a bunch of bullshit that had no research, no academic standing, and then demand money for doing it. How come you never showed us any student registration forms? Why did you lie for years about payments you weren't making? How come you went to other countries and stayed at hotels instead of staying at FDMG and getting your school ready? Don't make all this political drama of here's why I don't like this guy, blah 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 crap. Start explaining that before you go on and tell politicians not to distract from main issues. Still, thanks for defending me, Umar. If it wasn't for the fact you're a dickhead and everyone already hates you, all your fault by the way, then I might have considered you for a position in my government. Too bad we fired all the presidential jesters. You would have been a good fit, relatively speaking, of course.
Guess what? Asians are still expecting their elected officials to carry out their needs. Jews, Chinese, East Indians, Latinos, they're still expecting our elected officials to attend to their needs. And black elected officials are of the mindset that black people shouldn't be asking anything of them at this time since they're spending it battling Donald Trump. That's nonsense. You got elected to provide for me. You understand? And most politics is local. So what is the mayor of Boston doing for black Boston? Don't talk to me about no Donald Trump. What are the council persons of Boston doing for black Boston?
First of all, a representative is for an entire district or state. They aren't for a single race. And yeah, black politicians, like any other politicians, aren't providing for their supporters. That's common fucking knowledge, you imbecile. We live in a society where people elect the wealthy, who then spend more time in office appearing on TV than legislating, spreading lies and getting poor people to fight each other over stupid shit like private healthcare versus universal, so they keep voting and getting nothing from it. However, even though that's a true problem, you, Umar, are not the solution, since you will never run for office, open schools, or even vote for effective change. And even if you were to do these things and win office, America would be worse, since you would be passing racist laws and demanding heavy taxes that you would then commit embezzlement out of greed. Every word you say sets us all back by 10,000 years.
Talk to me about Donald Trump. What are the U.S. congresspersons of Massachusetts doing for black Massachusetts? Don't talk to me about no Donald Trump. Don't use Trump and his racism as an excuse to not serve black people. I did agree with that piece of what Stephen A. said. Now, on Jasmine Crockett's side, I appreciate the sister, and I love her courage, and I appreciate she has no problem not backing down to Donald Trump. So keep doing your thing, Sister Jasmine. But when your term runs out, Dr. Umar is going to respectfully ask of you, my beautiful Texas queen, what have you done for black people in Texas? Because if all you can show me is a bunch of interviews and a bunch of back and forth with Donald Trump, that's not going to get my approval.
No one gives a fuck about a scammer's approval, you fucking hypocrite. Before you ask a person what they have done for black people, also ask yourself what you have done for them, which is nothing. Do you honestly think that any politician's names you call out are even going to give a shit about what you say? Most of them don't fucking know you, nutjob. And even if, by some dumbass reason, they did learn about you, all they would say is, are his followers large enough to make my election chances hurt? Clearly, the answer would be no, so you are irrelevant. The only people listening to you are either nobodies or critics that want to expose you for your rotten core. You try to make seem like a gold bar, but we know you're no gold bar. You are Umar Dumbass Dumbar.
She can spend all the time she wants in the media. I have no problem for it. But you better have something to show for it when it's over. That's all I'm saying.
And I'm sure she's going to say this is the bigger fight right now with this...
You know why it's not the bigger fight? You know why it's not the bigger fight? Because they're not fighting. What exactly is the Democrats doing to stop Trump? Nothing. Did you see all the Democrats? Did y'all see all the Democrats, black and white, that sided with the Republicans to honor Charlie Kirk? Oh, look at that. Right. So how is Donald Trump a problem for the Democrats when y'all stood with him for Charlie Kirk? Now, don't get me wrong. I don't believe in celebrating the death of anyone. I didn't like it when black people celebrated Kirk's death. You don't do that because too many of ours have been politically assassinated, and we don't want people laughing at us. But I am not going to defend Charlie Kirk. Right. He was a white supremacist and a racist who said some very disrespectful things about black people.
First of all, you have no room to lecture about saying disrespectful shit about black people. You have called them coons, Negroes, and professed profound hatred towards gay, interracial, and otherwise mixed-race Africans for no other reason than being themselves. Your idea of a perfect black person is one characterized by having racist attitudes towards white people. A person who only listens to you and does what you say and never, ever, ever questions you on anything. In short, you want black people to be your mindless and obedient slaves despite being black yourself. You have no tolerance or respect for diversity of opinion and will quickly label any black person you don't like into what you call the Book of Negroes. With that being said, you need to take the word respect and eliminate it from your vocabulary. It might as well not exist for you. As for Republicans and Democrats working together to mourn Kirk, it was a fucking assassination, dipshit. Of course, everyone, Republican or Democrat, is going to denounce it and say they mourn together. It's politics. Do you think many Democrats or Southerners cared when Lincoln was killed? Hell no, but it's the sentiment of the people. Kind of hard to get votes when the nation mourns the death of someone when they see you laughing. Point is, Kirk may not have been an ally to the black community, but you aren't either.
Snow Bunny Van, Snow Bunny Candy, Snow Bunny Barkley. I'm tired of these Snow Bunny loving Negroes.
Well, let us know how you really feel. I don't want you holding back on nothing.
See, here's what you understand. When a black person marries a white person, they're doing it for 3 reasons. Number 1, it boosts their self-esteem. Because if you don't hate yourself, you'll never seek a mate outside your race. Self-hate. And if you don't believe me, read Frantz Fanon, Black Skin, White Mask. Frantz Fanon was a bunny hopper. Great black revolutionary, but he was a bunny hopper. But he told the truth. Black people marry white people because you want to be white your damn self. Number 2.
No, Umar, it's you who hates your own skin and wants to be white. It's why you hate blacks dating white people, because you envy people like me and want to be famous. However, your problem is that you're not smart enough for success. You're cunning and manipulative, but not intelligent. It's why you can only do scams and run when you get caught. You wasted your whole life hating blacks who could be comfortable with themselves. You resent the fact you can't be like them, so you steal from them and convince yourself that it is your right to do so. Hate is all you are because it is all you have. You are pathetic, Dumbar.
A white spouse tells the white power structure that you are a safe, trustable Negro. It is your political path to opportunity in the white power structure. And number 3, you don't want your children to look like you. Hi, Serena.
Wow.
Okay, and
well, how the hell she gonna give that body to a Caucasian, 5'5", thick in the thighs with all them center buns? And you gonna give that to a Caucasian, Serena?
What the living fuck was that? First of all, there's no law requiring a black man or woman to marry a white person to get into office. So, that was a lie. Secondly, That rant served no purpose. All he did was make himself look like a fucking cartoon while spewing some nonsense about thick legs. Viewers, who the fuck is Umar to tell other people who they should be dating? You people do know that not only does he have no degree under his belt, but his own relationships with both his baby mama, as he never married her, and children failed because he did not even try, right? Do you really want that type of guy to tell you that you have to prioritize skin color above all else? Date whoever you want, as long as it is consensual and legal age. Don't listen to this nearly 60-year-old deadbeat who, by the way, has no one.
Listen, if you've seen her lately, the body's not even the same.
I know. But let me say this in defense of my sister Serena, because I love her. And if I had to vote, Serena Williams would get my vote as the most powerful, impactful athlete of this century. More than LeBron James, more than Tiger. She dominated tennis, right? But I don't know if y'all know this. Sister Serena and Venus, Snow Bunny Venus, and Snow Bunny Serena, they went through a lot of hell on them courts.
Yes, they did.
White people were calling them the N-word, monkeys, gorillas. I read some of the stuff they had to say about them, and they wouldn't even put them out. How does somebody talk to a player like that? And you don't even put them out the tennis match. So they went through a lot of psychological trauma that I think led to them bunny hopping. That does not excuse it.
Wait a minute, let's really think about this for a second. Umar is claiming that because these famous athletes were subject to verbal abuse, allegedly by white people, it caused them to bunny hop, aka date, and or marry white men. Umar buddy, I know your limited IQ might struggle to understand this concept, but people don't get bullied and say, you know what, I am going to marry someone who looks exactly like the people abusing me so they will stop. The more rational and likely reason they married their respective white partner was due to them having positive or similar traits that led to them getting together. It most likely had nothing to do with any verbal abuse they may or may not have received from white onlookers during their career. I mean, athletes make thousands to millions of dollars. So any racist would not even register as worth their attention, since the racist is poorer than them. Moreover, since these are living people we are referring to, why listen to Umar at all? He doesn't know these people. They never met him or even know him. He's just basing his whole argument from speculation anyway. Umar Dunbar is not even using deductive reasoning either, as he is just using the names and framing it such a way to get support. Don't believe the bullshit.
But from a psychological standpoint, I'm saying I understand, although I don't condone. I love you, Serena.
I gotta ask you, my brother, because D'Angelo just passed away, man.
Yes, sir. Rest in peace to D'Angelo.
Man, that broke my heart.
Yes, sir. He had some
Got a lot
hood
of people
bangers.
off guard, man.
Yeah.
Some hood bangers back in the day. When I heard about Brother D'Angelo's passing, the first thought that automatically popped into my head is whether or not his passing had anything at all to do with Sister Angie Stone's death. Because we all know that she transitioned under some very, very mysterious circumstances. You know, being ran over by a rig on the highway, going the opposite direction after it crossed over the meridian. A white woman helped out the car, sat her down on the side of the highway. White woman goes back to her car, and the next minute, this big truck crosses the meridian, going the opposite direction, and runs Angie Stone over. I mean, how likely is that to happen?
Right.
And she's the only one who died in the whole entourage. And
I just want to remind viewers that Umar is the king of baseless conspiracies. I mean, he is the same man who accused the NBA of killing Kobe Bryant when he died in the helicopter crash. Whether you agree that the circumstances were mysterious or that it was indeed mechanical failure, Umar said in the same video he accused them in that because his phone fell off when he was doing it, that doesn't prove the NBA did it, but that's some damn good evidence. So before you guys even give credence to Dunbar when he goes on another suspicion rant, just remember he does not use common sense, rationality, or even empirical evidence. His deductive reasoning is measured by three things: how many people care, how much money he can get out of it, and how he can spin it to sound smart. I mean, who the fuck uses wind as a form of fucking evidence? Let's also not forget that he is also the same person who tried to say evidence and proof is not the same thing. Despite the fact they are synonyms, he wants you to believe that you can have evidence of a crime, but said evidence is not the same thing as proof. Why? Because if he can control the narrative of what is proof and what isn't, then he can get away with scamming you and claim to be saint while doing it. Save your IQs and wallet, because Umar has already lost his. Don't fall victim to Umar 19.
we know she was engaged in a fight for her masters, her publishing, and her unpaid royalties.
Right.
So was D'Angelo trying to pick up where Angie Stone left off and met his own demise? I don't want to speculate because I need more information, more evidence on the situation. But one thing I learned about black celebrity passings is you don't accept what the media tells you. I do not accept the media narrative on any passing. We know Michael Jackson was murdered because he didn't want to sell his stake in the Beatles catalog. We know Prince was murdered because he didn't want to give up his unpublished music. We know Tupac was murdered because he was politicizing the gangs. We know that Whitney Houston was murdered because she wanted her publishing and her masters back. We know that Jimi Hendrix was murdered because he was financing the Black Panther Party, or at least intending to do so. All of our musicians were executed by the white power structure of the music industry because they refused to play along.
Refused to play along? Umar, these people were famous because they played along. Do you not understand how music industry and talent work? Someone shows signs that they are capable of singing or acting. An agency comes along and says, hey, you got talent and I can make you famous. If you sign this contract and agree to be with me for a set number of years, we will pay you X amount of money. The moment you sign it, you are technically a sellout because your main motivation is fame and fortune. That's not to say there are not celebrities that did great work or even gave back to their communities. However, you cannot deny there is always a self-serving reason for why they're doing it. They don't do it for free, and most of their money doesn't go to anyone but them. So Umar trying to portray all these celebrities as murdered by white elites for not playing ball is not only not true since most were murdered, but also misrepresents them as heroes that showed strength and died for it. Reality is, they were their own rich elite that made their fortune and mostly died from drug overdoses and other horrible means due to the immense stress of their careers or simply because they got addicted to the fame and it ruined them.
Cook was murdered because he did not want to go along with the major music label, the first black artist to own his own masters and recordings. So whenever our celebrities die, there's normally more to the story than bad health conditions.
Yeah, and the rumors are already floating around about D'Angelo.
Damn, doctor.
This rumor is his phone was swiped and something to do with the alarm.
If D'Angelo's phone was in fact swiped,
right.
If D'Angelo's phone was wiped clear, he was murdered. There's no need to wipe that man's phone clear unless you got to hide something.
Wow.
First of all, a rumor is by its own definition unsubstantiated. So why these guys are talking about rumors as if that is supposed to matter is beyond me. Secondly, no, having a phone wiped is not proof someone was murdered. When a person is confirmed dead, one of the first things friends and family members will do is wipe the phone they owned of data because it usually contains information that someone can use for scandals and fraud cases. Moreover, the phone company will shut down the accounts and cut off the internet service since that person can no longer pay for their phone bills. So, there's even less reason to keep the phone since it's out of service. There are plenty of good reasons to wipe a phone, Umar. Regardless, that would not be evidence of murder. To prove someone was murdered, several things would have to happen. 1, you would need to get the body examined for trauma caused by blunt force or wounds that were caused deliberately to induce death. 2, you would need to confirm the method in which they did it. 3, then find out the motivation to know that if it was an accident or on purpose. You know, it's almost as if we have an entire department for these things. Oh wait, we do. It's called the police. Is Umar Dumbass Bar capable of this level of investigation? No. Did he ever become a cop? No. Did he ever investigate murderers before? Also no. His brilliant detective mind heard rumors and within 5 fucking seconds concluded it was murder for the simple act of a phone wipe. Good job. You make camp stupider than a pile of bricks. Academy proud. Well folks, that wraps it up for this one. I just want to say thank you guys for subscribing to my channel and watching my content. I do this not for personal profit as I make nothing off of YouTube. I do it because I feel that people need to hear the truth and because I love artificial intelligence and the opportunities it brings. I also love people providing feedback through comments, regardless if you have subscribed or not. I also want you guys to know that I am more than happy to take user requests and do videos on other people other than Umar Johnson. I do not claim to be right in every instance or be all-knowing. I am simply a man with an opinion and not afraid to express it. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I will be happy to see you all in the next video, and do not be afraid to reach out if you wish to communicate with me. My email is majudge354@gmail.com. Feel free to contact me on there with video requests or just to ask an opinion you want me to make a video about. Have a good weekend, my voters.